every single person that watches this video, I'm telling you right now, get your popcorn, get your chips, get your snacks, get your food, get your beverages, get whatever you need to get to chill right now. Get in bed. I don't give a damn what you need to do right now to chill. Get in bed to chill, because I'm about to go on at least a 10-minute rant about the game that I just watched. The series is over. Now, I picked the Timberwolves to win in, I think, 7. Well, I'm going to tell you right here today after 2 games. The series is over. Now, there's going to be people that say, no, the series isn't over. We just saw Minnesota win 3 out of 4 games in Denver. We saw them win game 1, 2, and 7 in Denver. They can do it against Dallas. I bet they could. But let me tell you why they won't. Once. We saw the Miami Heat catch lightning in the bottle last year when they went to the finals. It's tough to do it twice. We saw that this year. It's tough to catch lightning in the bottle twice. The Minnesota Timberwolves caught lightning in a bottle by beating the defending champions 3 times. A guy as good as Nikola Jokic 3 times on his home court. They caught lightning in a bottle. You're not about to do it again, and you're not about to do it over Luka Doncic after you just did it to Jokic. Now, I do believe there's a slimmest of slim chances, but it's not going to happen. Let me tell you why it's not going to happen tonight. Anthony Edwards, for maybe the 3rd, maybe the 4th, but at least the 3rd game in a row, had a stinker. And you're thinking, well, there's only been 2 games in this series. Oh yeah, go back to game 7 versus Denver, had a stinker. I want to say he had a stinker in game 6 versus Denver too, but that might have been game 5, and I might be misremembering. All I know is in 3 of his last 3 games, he's had a stinker. You don't believe me? Let me talk to you about tonight. Mavericks, I'm going to talk to you later. I'm going to give you so much credit. Luka, Kyrie, Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, all of these guys. I said the right 2 people. Oh, and Jaden Hardy. I'm gonna give even Josh Green, really. I'm gonna give basically credit to everybody that is in Dallas right now. I might even give credit to the damn Cowboys just because they're in Dallas. But first, I have to start off with 2 people. That's the star of the show in Anthony Edwards, and the other all-star in Karl-Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards. You went 5 for 17 tonight, 2 for 7 from 3, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 21 points. You went 9 of 10 at the free throw line. 9 of your 21 points came at the free throw line. You had 2 turnovers, including 1. Oh, dear Lord. The conversation, I don't even have Twitter on my phone right now for some reasons, but reasons that are between me and the Lord. But, I would love to see what the conversations on Twitter are surrounding Anthony Edwards right now. I'm someone that said him and Jason Tatum were up there on the same tier. Ooh, I might be dumb. I'm not 100% sure to say that I was wrong yet, but I might be dumb. And let me tell you why I might be dumb. You went out there, and you're up 3. Oh, no, you're up 2. You're up 2. You have a chance to go up by 2 possessions and at least tie the series at 1 game apiece when you already lost game 1 at home. You have a chance to go up 2 possessions. What does Anthony Edwards do? Dribbles down into the paint. I think he gets into the mid-range area. Passes the ball out. I don't even remember if he jumped or not. I want to say he jumped. He jumped, throws the ball to his left. I don't remember who he threw it to, but he passed the ball out. And guess where he passed the ball out to? Straight out of bounds, straight to the stands, straight to the fans. If the NBA wasn't so stingy, he would have gave somebody a nice memento to take home. Because for damn sure, the Minnesota fans didn't take home a damn win. You going home if you're a Minnesota fan after spending all that money on them damn tickets and damn courtside tickets, and now you're down 0-2, and you're thinking, well, next year, I guess. Like, what the... Anthony Edwards, you have to be better than this. From the entire jump, you weren't good. You weren't efficient in the first quarter. You hit a big 3 in the first quarter. I think you started off 0 for 3, 0 for 4. You hit a big 3. I'm thinking, okay, let's see if that gets him going. It didn't. You got some buckets. I think it was in the 3rd or in the early 4th quarter. It was something in the 3rd or 4th quarter. You got some buckets. I'm thinking, let's gonna get him going. It never did. You never once in this game, there was this moment when the 3rd quarter, you came out hot in the 3rd quarter after, not you as a team. The Timberwolves came out hot in the 3rd quarter after ending the 2nd quarter terribly. You should have been up 18-20 at the end of halftime, and you weren't, but you were still up a good amount, so you weren't too mad. You come out of halftime firing on all cylinders. You as a team are hot. There was chances for Anthony Edwards to take over the game, and guess who took it over? Wasn't Anthony Edwards, it was Luka Doncic, my MVP, the guy that I said to everyone should have been the MVP. I'm going to talk about him. He hit the game winner. I'm going to talk about him. I promise I'm going to talk about him. But first I have to talk about these bums that I picked to win the series. But I promise, Luka, you're about to get your props because what you just did to Rudy Gobert, they might have accused you for witchcraft for back in the 70s and 80s. I saw Steph Curry do that same thing to him multiple times. I've seen many, many guards do that same thing to Rudy Gobert multiple times, which is why so many people said, well, you can't get Rudy out there on the perimeter. You got to keep him out there in the paint. And a lot of people were saying this year, well, this year is the best year he's ever had regarding a perimeter player, blah, blah, blah. Why the Chris Finch, Michael Nouri, I'm not understanding. If you're about to switch, and I think Reggie Miller or somebody on the broadcast has said this same thing or something similar, if on the last play of the game, you are going to switch everything on whatever screen, whatever action they run, you're switching everything. Why would you bring Rudy Gobert out there? What do you think? You think they're going to go for the 2? With Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, I guarantee you there was 3 seconds left on that clock. I remember it vividly. With Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving as your 2 best players, I guarantee you with a chance to go up 2-0, they had nothing to lose. They already went up 1-0. They already stole home court advantage. Going up 2-0 was just icing on the cake. They had nothing to lose. I said they were going to go for the 3. I said you do not leave Rudy Gobert out there for this because there's no chance of you getting a block because they're not going to go for the 2. And then if you're going to go out there and you're going to switch everything anyway, why is Camp? I don't even remember if Kyle Anderson was in the game, but if he was, I don't believe he was, but if he was, why isn't Cat out there? You have to leave Naz Reid out there. So if you're going to have Kyle Anderson, I believe the lineup out there should have been the lineup that was the best for them throughout the game. Naz Reid, Anthony Edwards, Kyle Anderson, or not the lineup that was best for them throughout the whole game, the lineup that was best for them throughout this scenario, because the lineup that was best for them throughout the whole game was the lineup of Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, or you could say Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards. It was these 3 players were on the court when their best lineups were in. It was Kyle Anderson, it was Naz Reid, and it was Rudy Gobert. That was when they had the most success tonight. And then tonight, in the worst moment, I don't know if Kyle Anderson was on the floor for this shot. I don't remember it. But I don't think he was, and I don't understand why you have Gobert in over him in that situation, or Cat, if you're going to switch everything. He's not quick enough. He's not going to deal. You just saw Kyrie cook him up, get to the lay, and make him foul to get his 5th foul a few possessions earlier. Because, again, he's not quick enough. So then you say, you know what, we're going to switch everything. You know Luka's getting the ball. You know it's going to be Luka or Kyrie. You're still switching everything. He switches on to Luka. Luka makes that man look like a bozo. I could have went out there and did what Rudy Gobert did on that last possession. Looked like a fool. That's what I could have done. And it's not even his fault. My question is to the coaching staff. Why is he out there in that position if you're going to switch everything anyway? You know he cannot guard Luka in that ISO, even if it's just for 3 seconds. Luka hit that step back 3 cash money. Talk to me nicely. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about nothing. I need an explanation as to why he was out there, and that for that play in that moment I need an explanation. Jaden McDaniels 1 for 6, 0 for 3 from 3, 5 boards, 2 assists, 2 points. And I can't even say anything about your defense because Luka was cooking you all night. Now, Luka didn't have an efficient game, but he looked really hurt in the first quarter. Was it the first half? I don't know, but he looked really hurt in the first quarter early. Like, after that first play where he threw that lob up to Gafford, he looked really hurt, right? And I was really worried. We were talking about it in the group chat with the homies. We were like, like, are you cooked? Like, are you back to that where you were in the Clippers and the Thunder series where we don't think you're going to be able to go, or where you are going to be able to go, but you're not going to be able to be Luka Doncic? No. Tonight he did what he needed to do. So Jaden McDaniels, I can't even say anything about your defense. Brother, you had a stinker, but after what you did offensively in game 1, I had no expectations for you to do anything offensively tonight. Would it have been better for you to go better than 1 for 6 from 3? Absolutely it would have. But I'm not mad at you. Now, if you had gone 1 for 6 from the field, not 1 for 6 from 3. If you had gone 1 from 6 and your team and Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards show up and everyone else shows up and you're just the only one that doesn't show up and you still lose this game by 1 point, then I'm going to be hating on you a little bit more. I'm not hating on you though because your 2 best players didn't show up. Mike Conley was your best guard. Naz Reid was your best player, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker was still out there missing shots. Bro, first of all, there's a few things about Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I'm all over the place in this video. I told y'all this is about to be a yap session. It's already 8 minutes, bro. It's about to be double this, probably. There was a few things I've been noticing about Nickeil Alexander-Walker's game, and tonight solidified them. 1, he's way better going left than he is going right. 2, he misses far too many open threes. 3, he's a very, very, very good defender. But, he can get too aggressive at times, and then offensively, he can let what happens on defense get him too hyped up to where he takes shots that aren't meant for him to be taking. Naz Reid. I'm going to give you your flowers before I tear into Cat. Naz Reid. 8 of 13, 7 of 9 from 3. At a point, you were 5 of 5, and then you ended up missing a few. But you were the best player tonight for Minnesota offensively. 23 points on 8 of 13 shooting. You played more minutes than Cat. You played 1 less minute than Mike Conley. You played 3 less minutes than Jaden McDaniels, and you played 5 less minutes than Rudy Gobert. You played 6 less minutes than Rudy Gobert. Naz Reid. I texted in the group chat with the homies. I said, if they win this game, I said, Cat and Ant better buy Naz Reid a house at the very minimum. I said, buy this man something, a house. I don't give a damn what you get him. Get this man a house. Get him something. Because the way he just played tonight was the only reason that y'all didn't lose this game by double digits. Because Karl Anthony Towns, you went out there, and I was talking about Anthony Edwards 5 of 17, which is bad. Karl Anthony Towns, you went out there, shot 4 of 16, 1 of 5 from 3. 6 of your 15 points came from the free throw line. Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, both bombs. Neither one of you shot the ball well from 3 today. Neither one of you shot the ball well overall today. The best 3-point shooter on this team today was Naz Reid. The second best was Mike Conley, who was 2 for 5. And the worst part is you didn't even shoot that bad if you look at the percentages as a team. You were 12 for 31, which is 39% basically as a team. That's really not that bad. It's not. But when your star player goes 2 for 7 from 3, and when the self-proclaimed best big man shooter to ever live has another stinker, not only overall, but especially from 3, he goes 1 for 5, what are you supposed to do with that? Naz Reid hit 7 of the team's 12 threes. What? What do you mean Naz Reid hit 7 of the team's 12 threes? Cat, you became unplayable late in this game, not because of no damn foul trouble. You didn't have foul trouble, but because Naz Reid was much, much better than you. That cannot happen in a Western Conference Finals game at home after you already lost game 1. Anthony Edwards, where is the Anthony Edwards that I know and love? The aggression tonight was better because at least your aggression got you to the free throw line. If you were as aggressive as you had been in game 1, you would have had an even worse game tonight than you ended up having. But because you were a little more aggressive, you got to the free throw line more, it looked a little better for you. But you were committing crucial turnovers. You were missing open shots. You were making bad decisions. You weren't playing great defense. Nothing that we know of Anthony Edwards to be true happened tonight. But let's move over because I spent enough time talking about the bombs. I just spent 11 minutes talking about the bombs over there. Kyrie Irving, you had a terrible game. Well, not terrible. You had a bad game. You were 7 for 16. You had a really bad first half. You picked it up a little bit in the second half. You still didn't have a good second half, but you hit big shots when it mattered. You got to the free throw line at times. Now, in the fourth quarter, you did miss 3 free throws. You were 1 for 4 at one point in the fourth quarter from free throw line. That's really bad, especially when you were having a bad game from the floor, too. Now, you ended 7 of 16 with 6 assists and 20 points as a +6 from the field. That's fine. That's fine. It ended fine, but you didn't have a good game for the most part, and I'm not going to forget that. But it didn't matter. You won the game. You're now up 2-0 going back home. I don't give a damn. Kyrie, you're one of my favorite players in the league. If you had lost this game, I would have been ready to heap a lot of criticism your way. You didn't. You get a pass. Jaden Hardy, you have been giving them solid minutes off the bench for the last 4 or 5 games-ish. I'm really happy to see that. You didn't get too many minutes in this game. Derek Lively and Josh Green were the main bench players in this game, which, we expected. Tim Hardaway Jr. is still unplayable. Dante Exum is still pretty much unplayable. We expected all that. Jaden Hardy, you came in that first half. You were inefficient shooting in the first half, but you had some moments, boy. You ended up the game 3 for 7, 2 for 3 from 3 with 8 points, right? You had a good point, especially in 12 minutes. That's really good. But you had some moments, dog, where you were doing some really good things. You came into the game with energy, even though you weren't playing well to start off with. You came into the game with energy, and I love that from you. Derek Lively, a guy that I was a fan of coming out of Duke. I didn't expect him to be this good, not immediately at least, but a guy that I was a fan of coming out of Duke. You went in there today, played 27 minutes, 6 more than Daniel Gafford. You were in the game. You came in the game after 2-3 minutes. You came in quick, bro. You finished the game 6 of 6, 9 boards, 3 of them offensive with 14 points. You were a +2 off the bench as a rookie. With all that you have going for you, with all that you are going through, Derek Lively, I couldn't even imagine. Congratulations to you again. Clapping it up for you because you played great. You have been playing great the whole playoffs. You played great tonight. You and Daniel Gafford tonight, I think, are the 2 biggest reasons as role players that they won this game, that the Mavericks won this game tonight, because both of you, I'm talking about every time that they didn't blitz, or every time that they didn't blitz off that pick and roll, right, where Luka Doncic was getting it high pick and roll, they were usually blitzing in the double. Every time that they didn't, every time that they would, you know what I'm saying, it was a normal screen and roll, whether it was Kyrie, whether it was Luka. We saw this from the very first play of the game for Dallas. Every single time they still played what? They still played that drop coverage, except Rudy started the game off staying up a little bit higher on those guys instead of going into a full drop. Well, what did that do? Well, instead of guys getting free threes, they were getting free dunks, I think Daniel Gafford went 5 for 5 or 6 for 6 from dunks tonight. I think I saw Derek Lively catching free lobs. I saw Daniel Gafford catching lobs. I saw all of these guys going in here catching lobs, getting easy paint points. And I don't know what the paint points were for this game. Let's go ahead and look, actually, because I know I can go ahead and look. Points in the paint. Dallas once again won the points in the paint battle, and Minnesota was winning that battle for most of the game, at least for the first half. I know that for a fact. They ended up winning that points in the paint battle 54-42. You want to know why? Oh, it's for one reason. Because you aren't playing that screen and roll well. You're allowing Luka and you're allowing Kyrie to just you're getting cooked up both ways. You have now lost games close games, whether when you picture both poisons. Last game, you said, you know what, we're going to play drop coverage. We're not going to let these guys beat us. You lost. This game, you played drop coverage still some, but you were blitzing on that high pick and roll. You were blah, 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 doing some of these things, right? Well, guess who beat you? Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford did with their paint points. And then on top of that, you can't really stop Luka and you can't really stop Kyrie from getting to the paint at will. So they're always going to be scoring sometimes in the paint, even if it's not like necessarily super efficiently. They're going to be getting downhill. They're going to be getting open opportunities. They're going to be getting this eventually because they're too great not to. I don't know, bro. It was just a bad game. Like Minnesota, this is why I think the series is over, because I don't know what you do. It's like, yeah, you can say that Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, if they both had better games, we'd be up 2-0 right now. Well, we have to start looking at maybe the reason they're not having good games is because Dallas is just doing things that are making them far too uncomfortable. Maybe they're tired after going to Game 7 against Denver. Maybe it's both. Either way, this series it looks over to me now. It's been really close. And like I said, Minnesota did win 3 or 4 in Denver against Denver, right? So I'm not going to say that there is no chance. I believe, though, that this series is over. I'm telling you right now, this series is over. I'm not sure how many games it will take. I don't know. I'm not even saying that there's no chance, but I'm saying if I had to predict, which I'm saying right now is my prediction, the series is over. Luka Doncic, man, I have to give you your flowers, bro, because you were my MVP pick for a reason, and this is why I'm so happy. You make me look so good sometimes. Luka, 32 points, 13 assists, 10 boards, 5 of 11 from 3, 10 of 23 from the field. You had such a good game. Now, you had 4 turnovers, which led the team, but when you have 13 assists, I'm not really going to get mad at the 4 turnovers, especially when you had no fouls. You shot more efficiently than you've been shooting, especially from 3. You had a good game. Now, Kyrie, like I said, you didn't have a great game. You didn't have a super efficient game, but 4 of 7 from 3. They needed you to hit those threes, and you were hitting them. Good job. Derrick Jones Jr. didn't do a damn thing offensively. PJ Washington, 4 of 11, over 4, didn't do a damn thing offensively. Daniel Gafford, I already talked about you, but you were 8 of 10. Didn't get no damn rebounds because Derek Lively was in the game most of the time getting those boards. And then Josh Green was off the bench doing great things. 2 of 4 with 6 boards, 5 points plus 15, which was a game high off the bench for either team. Which was actually a game high period for either team. Wow. But it was a bad game for Minnesota, bro. And I don't know what Minnesota does from here. I really don't know. There are adjustments that need to be made, right? Like there were certain adjustments in this game that I thought I might have seen, but I didn't see. Like Jaden McDaniels was still getting the primary assignment on Luka. I kind of thought maybe they would try some Anthony Edwards on Luka and then Jaden McDaniels on Kyrie. They didn't really do much of that. I don't think they did any of that really. But Kyle Anderson has some good minutes guarding Luka, so that's good. You know that for the future. So now you're thinking, okay, maybe we do something else with Kyrie. Now that we know Kyle Anderson can get some good minutes against Luka, that's good. But I don't know, man. It's over to me. It's over to me. Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns. Pitiful through 2 games. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you as always, man. I pray that y'all just stay praying, stay blessed, keep God in your life, bro. Always keep talking to God no matter what you've done. Just always try to keep God in your life. Try to stay faithful to Him. Ask for forgiveness. Repent for your sins. Do what you got to do, bro. But just keep God first. Always. And yeah, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you liked the video. And tell me what y'all thought about this one, because maybe I'm overreacting or, I'm probably not. I feel like on Twitter right now, if I were to look, a lot of people are giving some of these guys some hate. So, but anyways, yeah, love y'all.